With her shovel in hand, she roams the universe, exploring every land, no map, no reverse. Oh, dig a 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, dig a 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, dig a 420, curious Canuck. Answers on your mind, never getting stuck.
Because, you know. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Pardon me. Hello again. How is everyone? It's like I never left. I've been here all day in this chair all day long. I may need to stand for a little bit, but first things first. Hello. This is chatting with friends as well as chatting with you guys in chat today because I was moving furniture on Sunday all day, and I have the bruises and the sore muscles to prove. I just couldn't do it. I did the Monday, what was it? Monday morning. And then we got to the end of that stream and I just realized I could not do that again for another few hours. So I appreciate you guys understanding. Today is a good day. It's an interesting day. It is a day that could shape the way that it's a day that could shape the future of Canada. Hiya, AP. I see you there. I'll bring you up in just a sec. Pardon me. Yes, we are having the only English Canadian debate before the election on the 28th. And they had the only French debate yesterday. And I guess there was a whole bunch of hoopla, and the Green Party decided to throw a temper tantrum, and there were shenanigans on all sides and all sorts of stuff. So fun. Today is the only English one. It started the same time I did. So I've been listening to the pundits for the last, hour or so, trying to give us their spin on things. Now, remember that this is the state-owned media, so their slant is very much towards their paymasters, who are the Liberal Party of Canada. So just remember that. They are basically saying that the no one came out a winner. The only loser is the Canada's electoral whatever, the ones who decided to kick the Greens out of the debate last minute and change the times of the debates and this, that, and the other thing. Like I said, a lot of shenanigans were happening. So today it is the English one, so the rest of the country can understand it. It's interesting. Oh, hello, lady. How you doing? And hello again, D. What? How you doing? Yeah, they're down to just 4 candidates. That's the word. They're down to 4 candidates. They've got the Liberal, who is Mark Carney, who is a banker. He started the downfall of the Canadian banking system, then went over to help the UK with Brexit. Ask our our friends over in the UK asked them how well Brexit worked for them. Then he came back home to be the voice whispering in Trudeau's ear for the last half of his term as prime minister. He was then um, he he was installed as prime minister, and he's been prime minister and doing things that we have no idea about for at least a month now. Um, it's wild how he was installed. Even the party, it was wild. Even the Liberal Party, like the voters across the country, registered Liberal voters, like 3/4 of them were denied a chance to vote in who the next leader for the Liberal Party would be because Trudeau was stepping down. And they just said, no, none of you are eligible for whatever reasons. And a quarter of the voting Liberal Party voted for him, and he was just installed. So they're really hoping to just carry that on. He's got a lot of shady stuff going on with the banking and his investments in certain companies and stuff like that. They're trying to downplay Pierre Poilievre. He is the conservative leader. He is, in my mind, he is the most fiscally responsible person running in this election. He's just as dirty as the rest of them, don't get me wrong. In my opinion, tinfoil hat, and looking at his past history, he works for the UN, whereas, again, talking out my ass, wearing a tinfoil hat and doing my own research, Trudeau was for the CCP and the WEF. He's just as dirty, but at least he's fiscally responsible. And that would help all of us just regular everyday Canadians so much. Is a little fiscal responsibility, a little easing on taxes on the air we breathe. And it would be really nice. So I personally am a PPC supporter. They are not in the debates. They are eligible to be voted for in the election. They don't have a they don't have a seat in the House. They're definitely a grassroots movement, and they're doing wonderful. If you know Canadian politics, they have done in a couple, 3 to 5 years what took the Green Party 20 years to do. So they're moving and they're shaking and they're doing a lot of good, but we don't have enough of that party in enough ridings across the country to have any real sway. So there's also the Bloc Québécois is the fourth dude who's going to be speaking. I don't care what he has to say because it's not going to have anything good for me. It doesn't really matter what he says or what I think about what he says because it's the Bloc Québécois, and they always have pull in our government, no matter who's in power, who's in control, whose majority it is. They have so much more sway than the other parties. It's scary. So it doesn't really matter what he says. He's not going to be PM. But he's not going anywhere. He's still going to be out there making trouble for us, especially in the West. So that's my recap. Hello, Bulls Deep. That's my recap. Let's see here. Let me go live. Oh, it looks like they're already talking. Jagmeet Singh, who is considered a terrorist in his home country of India. Go ahead and do the research. I just did a brief deep dive with someone else about him just a little while ago, but then I had to restart the PC, which meant everything got closed. So you can check out Jagmeet Singh and all the wonderful stuff he's done. In my province, he single-handedly, he and his party ruined the province of BC, made it the junkie haven that it is, with the most expensive homes in Canada. It's very, very scary. And then he did so well at ruining BC that he made it to the leader of the party federally. And so he's been the guy voting alongside with Trudeau. He's the reason Trudeau only got 31% of the vote the last time, but he still kept power, was because the NDP and then the Bloc Québécois and the Greens voted alongside with Trudeau, giving them a minority government. So, in my opinion, it would be really nice to have a little fiscal responsibility. The PPC will make it eventually, and we need them. They're my party, but they're not big enough to be federal yet. So that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Hi, Rygod. How you doing? And AP, here you are. How are you?
I'm breathing. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually a little bit excited about this. It really
good.
is an important election, and it's been such a snap election that it's very exciting. It's almost Trump versus Hillary exciting. Almost.
Oh, well, hopefully your Trump can beat the hell out of another woman.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just yes. I'm trying to figure out. I guess Jagmeet Singh would be the woman on the dais in this case. Jagmeet Singh would be the woman, for sure. Dangerous, a terrorist, more than willing to throw temper tantrums in front of the journalists.
Yeah, that's pretty much anybody that disagrees with the status quo. So anybody that comes up and says, "Hey, we should do this, not do what we're doing," is seen as a horrible human when they're
Right.
actually speaking intelligent thoughts, and then everybody has a temper tantrum and burns down cars that are meant to help the environment and
Yeah. We're
other
not
stupidity.
we don't do it quite like that, although we do have a lot of people pro Gaza and Palestine and pro Israel. They're protesting and blocking off streets across Canada. They're having call to prayer 4 times a day. It's being broadcast on loudspeakers in major cities. And they just again shut down the so there's shit happening. There's Antifa-esque groups that were trying to shut down some of our major universities, blocking students from going into the classrooms. We've got shenanigans, but we don't have anyone really torching Teslas or keying anything just yet. I think for the most part, Teslas haven't really done huge in Canada like it has with you guys because it's just so much colder. I think a lot of us just honestly go, okay, we know enough science to know that kind of a power source is not going to do very well when it gets, below 20, below 40.
Well, not only that, is Canada has a law that doesn't allow electric vehicles from outside the country to be purchased in the country. You have to have a vehicle to be able to purchase it new nowadays. It has to have a factory that provides parts for it that is in Canada.
Okay.
So,
okay.
the reason why Ford Motor Company is able to sell Canadians with no issues. There's 5 Canadian factories from Ford in Canada.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a few Cybertrucks. I wouldn't recognize anything else because the Cybertrucks are fucking ugly.
They are, and they're not
so ugly.
They're not very good. They are more American made than most of the big three's vehicles, which is crazy. So, but
yeah,
it's just ironic and hilarious. And to answer your question, D, what? No, I'm from Michigan. I'm born and bred.
yeah. Another thing too is the charging stations. Sure, you're going to find them in downtown Vancouver, but the further away from Vancouver you get, the less you're going to find them. So by the time you're going over the coastal mountains, the coastal mountain range, I knew it wasn't the Rockies, the specific part that separates us. It's the coastal mountain range. But as soon as you hit there, you're hooped for finding a charger. I think there might be one in my town, maybe.
Yeah,
So
it's I have no problem with hybrids. I have a problem with all electric vehicles because I don't want a vehicle that can be shut off by the manufacturer. Because once I purchase it, it's mine. It's no longer the manufacturer's. It's one of the reasons why I have an issue with Ferrari.
hmm
Because when you buy a Ferrari, at any moment you sign paperwork, they can take it back from you and not have to pay you.
Oh,
So it's the same
that's
thing with
not
the
cool.
Ford GT because it's such a specialized and intricate vehicle. They can buy it back from you.
Hmm.
And you
Interesting.
literally, when you sign the paperwork, it says in there the first resale when you go to resell it, Ford has the first crack at purchasing it.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
which is also another giant pile of shit vehicle.
Yeah, I prefer my vehicles to not need a computer. I have learned that if it doesn't have a Haynes manual that I can look at and competently fix something, I don't want it. So I need an older vehicle. I need something that can't be hacked, something that can't, just be turned off because of a whim. If I
Well,
said
you're
something
going
wrong, I'm Canadian. If I say something wrong and they shut me down,
oh,
it,
yeah, for sure, but you're going prior to '86.
I
If
don't
it
know. I
doesn't
had
have a
some
computer
90s. I had 90s. I had a 92, a 94, and a 97 Cavalier. And
yeah, but
I could
those have
fix them
computers.
all with well, okay, basic computer then.
Oh, okay,
Um,
so, I mean, you just have to
yeah,
clarify it, it's fine.
yeah.
But, yeah, no,
Um,
they have PCMs and ECMs and VCMs in '90s cars and
okay,
'80 and newer
okay.
vehicles. So
Well, I guess I just didn't. I loved my Cavaliers. Could you tell? My mom also owned a couple. Besides my three, my mom owned a couple, and I drove those as well.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. My neighbor,
but
one of my best friends, growing up, his dad bought his sister and him one. She exploded the motor by never changing the oil, and
oof.
then, his dad replaced it, but the other one was a lease, and then he gave the car he had to buy because his sister didn't change the oil to him.
Oh,
So
for Pete's sakes.
and he had that thing for almost 300,000 miles.
Yeah. I took mine
So
off-roading, like literally off-roading. I'd take my Cavaliers out to the mud flats and spin around, and yeah, I had a great time with my Cavaliers, but I guess I never ran into a problem that affected like a chip, because everything that ever went wrong with the Cavaliers, I was able to see in the Haynes manual how to fix it. And I was lucky enough to have a backyard mechanic who charged me a third of the cost. And he also walked me through what was wrong, why it was wrong, and how to fix it, which was very cool.
yeah, well,
So
the ECMs on those are very, um, kinda stone aged, technology for computers.
there you
So
go.
you're not if something goes wrong, you can actually resolder it and fix it.
Okay, see, yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's
it's
yeah,
not
it's
like today.
fixable by a civilian, as
Yeah.
long as they know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you know how to solder and you pick the right wire and you don't ground the damn thing, you're usually fine. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
But,
it's not like today. My Trailhawk has 10 computers on it.
see,
So,
that just doesn't sound like a good idea. 10 computers, that's 10 different computers that could be potentially hacked by multiple various means. Not to mention
except
the
there's
people
no
who
Wi-Fi. So,
well, okay, well there's that at least. But
you'd
the
have to
people
plug
who
into it.
okay.
And if you plug into it, you're getting shot. So,
Oh, oh yeah, I
yeah.
guess, yeah. So that
Because
makes
you're in
sense.
my property at that moment, and I don't care if Michigan you can't protect property. I bought that damn thing. I'm shooting you. So
Oh, yeah, no, I just don't like the idea of the manufacturers being able to suddenly decide that they can charge you for the automatic open clicker. They can charge you a monthly rate to be able to do that still.
Yep.
They can charge you a monthly rate for, it started with the radio, with Sirius Radio, where they started charging you for radio, and it seemed very odd. Radio should be free. But it started there and started working into the car itself. And there's so much like the heated seats, all sorts of little things, not just the bells and whistles that you can get nowadays, but things that are kind of a normal thing with all cars that they are now able to shut off unless you pay a monthly fee for each one individually.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't go anything newer in 2023.
See, yeah. I would say I would even go early 2000s for myself. That would be out of my comfort zone, but I might be willing to do it. But other than that, I want something I've got some chance of fixing on my own.
Yeah, well, you just have to go with specific brands. In JKD, it's the old PCMs were mostly relays based. So, but the newer ones, like my Trailhawks are 2018,
Okay.
and I can fix everything, even if it's a computer,
Okay.
by just buying a new computer and plugging it in. So I don't necessarily need to crack open the brain of the car and
Okay.
try and resolder it. It's just easier to buy a new one. It's going to cost a lot of money, but
it's just easier.
it's
Yeah.
usually six plug-in packs. You unplug it, you plug the new one in, and you screw it to the bulkhead of the car, and you're done.
Okay.
So,
So as long as you know what you're doing.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
D-What's getting the wrong idea. AP is definitely not Canadian. AP is Michigan.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Michigan. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely an American through and through. So,
Right? Figured I better clarify that.
yeah.
He's got a very lovely lovely collection that hopefully we can go out and play with at some point when I get there. Come to visit. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm hoping. I just picked up another one, so actually I didn't pick it up. I purchased it back from the person that I sold it to.
Gotcha.
So, which is, if I sell you something, I'm the first one you go to when you need to sell it. Because if you sell it from under me, I'm going to be very upset with you.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, I was just hearing about that for something else. Getting the first chance at buying it back if you want to sell it. We were talking about that somewhere else. Dan is in the UK, so voting in Canada, I imagine, is much like here in the UK, trying to figure out which choice is the least cringe, gay, racist, communist. Right? We are we are basically a socialist country that hide under the cloak of liberal. Our Conservative Party is what I would consider to be liberal. It's really sad how far it's gone, and it's gone in lots of little quiet little steps towards what my last prime minister liked to call the slippery slope. It's been a lot of the slippery slope, and we've suddenly become a socialist country. And yeah, it's scary if the immigrants and the refugees, no, not the refugees, if the immigrants all go out and vote, which statistically immigrants and newcomers to the country always go out and vote in force. So if they do that like they normally or statistically do, and the Canadian populace, only on average 40% of the Canadian populace actually bothers to get off their ass and vote. So if they do that and we do that, statistically, we're hooped. Because the Liberal Party is going to still win because they're the ones that brought everyone over here. So, yeah, it's kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Poilievre is no better than anyone else. He's just more fiscally responsible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
It's hopefully Canada does the correct thing, so to speak. Just pick a word, and hopefully Britain, UK does the same thing, but it's not looking good for either country
yeah,
personally from what I see. So, and I've always wanted to go to the UK because that's where my family I mean, my dad's last name is Welsh. My mother's last name is Irish. I mean, you can't even get more Irish than my mother's last name, which I will not say online, but
yeah.
um yeah, I mean, where my family originated from is Germany, the British Isles, and then France. So, like, you
Yeah.
can't
You
I
can't
wanna
beat
go
the old
visit
British.
all of it, and I won't I've been to Canada, that's probably the only country I'll go to other than the Bahamas
Mhm.
on
Yeah,
vacation. So,
yeah. It's so hard. Um, my own country won't take their own ID from me and let me have a passport. I have to find someone else who's already had a passport to vouch for me. It's ridiculous and silly. Um, I
yeah,
need I
I
need someone else
saw
to
you
vouch
saying
for my
that.
Canadianism before I'm allowed to leave my country. And if I couldn't find someone to vouch for me and give me that private info, that would literally be it. I wouldn't be allowed to leave the country. How does that
That's
work?
crazy because all you have to do is listen to you say "about,"
Right? Right? And I
and
say
you
"a"
know.
even when I'm typing. I mean,
Yeah. So, like, I do that because I'm from Michigan and I'm literally 30 minutes from Canada, but, um,
yeah.
it's crazy. Like, I say "a," but I don't use a boot. I say
I
"about"
didn't know I said a boot.
because
I've
you
been
don't hear
told
it.
well, yeah, but I've been told, BC folks, we're the most Americanized English, least accented of all the Canadians.
Yes.
Ours is the least noticeable. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I did not
Because the
realize I said
Ontario
a
folk
boot. Ontario,
have
Ottawa,
horrible accents.
Ottawa
Yeah.
specifically, and then you go into Quebec with the French, and oh.
Well, they don't count because 'cause they're French. They wanna be their own country anyways.
Oh, I wish they would. They can take their share of the
Ev
debt and just be gone.
The entire world wishes Quebec would be their own country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy. I played golf with a guy from Windsor. Uh, he
Okay.
worked in the United States, but he lives in Windsor with his wife, who is an American who moved there, and I was like, "Why?
Mm.
Why'd you leave why'd she leave America to go to Canada and specifically go to Windsor?"
Well, yeah, Windsor's a little
It's
from
like,
what I've heard, I've never
Win
been there, so I don't know, but yeah,
Windsor's the Detroit of Canada.
that's what that's what I had been told,
So,
yeah, yeah.
it's like, why did you go you just go to Detroit, you're fine. It's At least here you
That's
can
what you
carry
want,
guns.
right? Right? Oh,
So, but no, his accent, he's from, Rochester, Michigan, I believe he said, and
okay.
he's picked up the Canadian accent, and it is hilarious. So,
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I'm having issues with the government and their stupid hoops that I have to hop through, but apparently I'm not the only one, and you cannot possibly get through to the point where you're applying for the passport without being at my position, going to send it off and then finding out I've got different things I need to fix. Apparently you do that multiple times before they'll actually accept it and ship it off to be okayed. So I'm not an unusual circumstance. It's just a ridiculous situation.
but it doesn't make any sense because to get a passport here in the United States, unless it's changed recently, you need 3 forms of ID and to fill out paperwork
Yep, that's what I would have thought.
and take a photo. And you can bring it with you so you don't pay the 100 and whatever dollar charge it is when they take it for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand how Canada requires personal data from a third party to verify that you're Canadian.
Yeah. You'd think their own ID would be enough.
Yeah,
I've got 4 primary identifications, different ways of identifying myself. And none of those are good enough. So
it doesn't make
they're
any
the ones who
sense because
sent it
all you
to me.
need is a government ID. So I would use my government ID, my driver's license, my social security card, and my birth certificate.
Yep. Me too. I would have thought. I
That
needed
sh
a doctor's
that is enough.
signature, I thought. Just the doctor's signature, but apparently not. No, that's the one where I need someone who is willing to give me their private information, their passport information. So the doctor's not gonna give me that sort of information. It's,
Right.
the whole thing is just silly. But thankfully, as soon as we finish this right at the crack of 6 PM tonight, I'm gonna go and talk to the neighbors, and she's kind enough to give me that information. So I don't have to wait 6 months to a year for my parents to come back to town. So,
Well, that's good. But
yeah,
at the same time, she's given up information that I would struggle to give up
yeah,
to anybody but my brother or my mom and dad.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, we've been neighbors for like 9 years. So we do, I know which of my neighbors I would and would not give information to. They definitely are
True.
ones that I would give my information to. But it's so very nice that she's willing to do that for me. So yeah, and then my expired, like my picture's expired, and I'm thinking if it's got a stamp of when it was taken, the date it was taken, and then when the doctor or whomever signs the back of the picture, dates at that point too, I would have thought that's good, that's good enough, but it's not. So now I have to go and get those pictures taken again. And it's another step that I took that was absolutely pointless and cost money that I didn't need to be spending. So it's a frustration. It's a dealing with your government. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hi, Rygod. Hello, Los Federales. How you
It
doing?
I
S8?
thought it was bad when I was filling out paperwork for my concealed carries license, and they're like, "You have to have a picture and you have to fill it out in duplicates," and I was like, "No, you only need one." Um, it you upload the picture into the database for my license anyways. It's not
Yeah.
that big a deal, and why do I have to fill out 15 different things you're never going to use? It doesn't go to 2 different record places, it only goes to 1. So you
Yeah.
only need 1 piece of paper.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
stupid.
every piece of paper justifies another job. It's government.
Yeah, I mean, they're it's a bureaucratic BS, that's all it
Yeah.
is, and
Yeah.
Canada just seems to be adding more steps to bullcrap
Everything.
for
Yeah.
whatever stupid reason.
Yeah. To everything. SH loved her Cavalier too. Good. Only things that were a hassler. The muffler strap kept rusting through, and the light for the odometer went out. Interesting. Yeah, my biggest things were again the rusting underneath, but I was on the coast. It's a rainforest, there's going to be rust. Yeah, and the electrical stuff, weird electrical stuff. Nothing that affected how the car drove, but just how I could see stuff and how it worked. Like my speedometer was not right all the time, stuff like that. There we go. Let's see. JK is talking about the subscription, yearly subscription to use the app to remote start. That's exactly the sort of thing that's going on. It's funny. Oh, there's Johnny K. Good to see you.
Well, if you
1961 Ford Galaxy, another good car.
well, the 60s Galaxies are amazing if you can find them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're around, they're just not cheap.
Yeah. See, I'm more of a 72 or 73 Datsun 220, 240. Actually 240, let's be honest. Datsun
Yeah.
240.
Well, if you can find one of those, I know the motor you can put in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you
I
can
had a
make that
boyfriend.
thing
Oh, go ahead.
just absolutely insanely fast because it only weighs about 2,200 pounds.
Yeah. I had a
And you can,
boyfriend one of those summers, and he took two 240s and a 220, or maybe it was the other way around, but he had three of them, and he took the three of them and turned them into one road legal vehicle. So that was a fun week or a fun summer spent
well,
learning how
that's
to do that.
insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I mostly looked on and handed him stuff, but still, it was pretty cool. Mhm. Oh,
Well,
hello, Tammy.
he's he basically, so he took the motor probably out of the 240 and put it in the 220 and then took the brakes off of it because the 220 was super light. So
He ended up with a 240 body because that's what he loved most.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he just switched the technology, but like if you found a 240Z, or I'll say Z to be polite to the Canadian,
Thank
and you put an RB26 in it from a Skyline, you'll be hovering around maybe a second and a half, 60.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll rival a supercar in speed.
Okay. Yeah,
So
it was back late 90s, very early 2000s, like maybe 2000, 2001. So there was
oh
still
yeah,
a few of them left. He could, like I said, he was able to kind of Frankenstein together one actual car. It was yeah, it was a lot of fun. But that's
well,
when I decided that that was my favorite car.
they're still around. You're just gonna pay for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They're a
that's
really rare here. Um,
yeah.
you
Well,
might
you got the
find a
salt too.
couple
Well,
here in the Okanagan, but not in most of BC. It's way too cold or it's way too wet. So,
right, yeah. Like over in Ontario, especially in Windsor, they use salt for the roads just like they do in Detroit.
mhm.
Um, but over on your side, I believe they use sand.
We use salt and sand.
Okay, so
Sand,
you use both.
especially, we're surrounded by lakes. So there's a lot of beach.
Yeah.
Oh, we use a lot of sand, but there is some salt to help the melting process.
Right, but I thought it
For
was
the refreeze
because the
better.
reason why they
The
use sand
refreeze.
over on your side is because when it gets so cold, salt doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it stops the ice from refreezing to a certain point, but the sand, um, yeah, I always thought the sand was brought in because it was the environmentally friendly thing to do. I don't know.
No, it adds grip.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with the environment.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you go out to Utah, you go to the Slick Rock. Um, the rock is not slick; it's actually grippy. The reason
Okay.
why they call it Slick Rock, I have no idea.
Maybe it's
So
the Greenland, Iceland sort of thing.
it could be, but a lot of people like Minnesota, Wisconsin, um, Ohio, Indiana, they used to use salt and then they switched away from it because they were importing it from Michigan. It's very expensive from our
Yeah.
salt mines.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, we're just going to use sand." And everybody's like, "Oh, they finally went the environmentally." No, they didn't. They just didn't want to pay
It's just
for
cheaper.
tonnage of Detroit salt. That's all it is, people. Like it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the environment.
Interesting. Well, they sold it as environment to me. At least at the time, I was a dumb, teenager, early 20s. I
Yeah,
didn't know any better. I was still accepting everything they told me at face value. So
Right. Well, I mean, the one thing it will do is it'll help clean up oil. But other than
that's
that, it
yeah,
doesn't do it just gives you grip for your tires. That's it. So
gotcha. Hello, Brian. How you doing?
Heard you guys talking about science.
Ah, there you go. Tell us, why is the sand better than the salt?
Okay,
Science
well,
fan.
it depends on what the temperature is. Because I mean,
Okay.
if you can drive on water, it's better than driving on ice with sand on top.
yep.
Okay, that's
But
true.
If it gets
base-
below 12, negative 12 or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. We hit
No salt will help you.
normally minus 15 to minus 20
Yeah.
Celsius.
here.
So you should be
Celsius.
using sand anyways.
Mm,
Well, no, actually, at that temperature, they're at like 4F. So they're still actually good for like the sodium carbonate crap.
which is probably why they do a mixture.
The mixture ruins cars.
Oh, okay.
That's
I'm s-
why.
Yeah, I'm
if you
thinking that's
ever-
probably why they do it here, because it's yeah.
It's the
it-
Green New Deal at work. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the new salt crap. We still have here in Michigan. We still have the salt mines, so it's literally table salt, just
Yeah.
rock.
I mean, we have like the
So-
Morton salt place here, so they just grab some of
Okay.
it, throw that everywhere. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, that new stuff. That's why you have to have undercar spraying on your car washes now, is because the salt has been corroding the crap out of the underside of cars.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of. Yeah, that wouldn't work very well. I just know on the coast, it was always wet, so that it was rusting, no matter what you did.
Oh yeah,
The undersides, it was hoop no matter what you did.
Well, salt does what it wants to metal. It doesn't matter if it's painted or not. Eventually, it's going to get through the paint.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the paint itself is essentially just a resin. So I mean, you scratch the shit out of it, you're exposed metal. You're done. That it goes underneath all of it, spreads like the plague, and then you have to rip off paint in order to deal with the rusting, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
That's why actually the technologies now are attempting to make it so that scratches start to fill in as they're starting to form. So you have to truly gouge it in order to have exposed metal. And then hopefully
Okay.
it'll kind of just, if it's like a light scratch and then another light scratch in the same place, hopefully it'll just eventually go back to being normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new elastomer paint. You can blend it really well with a wheel, and the hell they call it? It's not rubbing compound. It's another one.
I don't know. It's all basically just various versions of alkyds.
Oh yeah,
which is just, just random fatty acids mixed with other crap like PE, penerythritol or something like that.
Okay. Yes, Los Federales. He's another Canuck. Oh my goodness, I did not notice that. I did not notice your avatar. That is awesome. That looks like a Hitler Trudeau sort of a meld.
What is that, Hitler dough?
Awesome. That's Hitler dough. Yes. Yes, Hitler dough. I love it.
No, but it's Trudeau.
But it's Trudeau. It's
It's-
turdo, turd water. That's all he was good for. You can't get a passport, meaning me, to leave, but they allow 3.5 million East Indians, Pakistanis, and Afghanis into our country in the last 3 years. Right?
gotta love government.
Yeah. I just want to go for a bit and come back, once in my life. Let me just
See,
do
that's
that.
the issue. You want to go to the land of the free and the home of the brave, where
but
you
I
might
promise I'm coming
have
home.
ideas of how
That's true.
your rights should be used.
Yeah, I may
run.
see how it works in a good society.
Yeah.
And go, oh.
Sad thing is, I played baseball in Sarnia one year, a couple tournaments, and at that time, Canada had their head on straight. So we went over there and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're from the U.S." We go, "No shit. What are you bringing into our country so we can deny you or let you in?" I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
well, I'm 12. I don't know what's going on."
I'm 12. What is this about the Bill of Rights?
Yeah.
Is that like a cost to turn right on the highway?
My dad was like, "We're bringing in cigarettes, and I have, I think we had bottled water or something,
Mm.
some drink." And they're like, "Okay, you got to stop and pay duty on the cigarettes." And my dad's like, "No, I don't. I only got 2 packs. I don't have a carton."
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
like,
See,
"Okay, you don't have to pay duty. Just
Yeah.
make sure you buy Canadian next time." It's like, hell no, I'm not buying Canadian.
Digger, you're complaining about having to fly international or drive internationally in order to or needing a passport to do so. But in
Mhm.
America, we're soon going to have a passport or basically an ID, a driver's license that is a passport, in order to fly domestically.
Right. They've
Yeah,
got
it's
to
already a
track you.
thing though.
Oh, they
Yeah.
already started it?
Yeah.
I thought the
I've
real ID was delayed until like May.
No, I've had real ID for
No,
almost
like
10
the
years.
enforcement of it, I mean.
Uh,
No, they
again,
start
I've had mine for almost 10 years.
Well, yeah, I mean they've been trying to implement it for 10 years.
Well,
You're
they
just
told
in the
me the
wrong
last time
party.
I renewed it, if I didn't have it, I couldn't fly. So I was like, "All right, put it on it. I don't care."
Yep, and then they delayed that because that was probably around COVID times, yeah, the end times.
Probably. Yeah. Hello, strippers got me banned. I missed that.
Maybe when they delayed it, but I put it on 2 IDs ago, and I renew my ID every 4 years. So
Oh. Dazzer, I was not allowed during the COVID time. I was not allowed to leave my province because I was not allowed to travel any form. I could have potentially driven to the coast without getting busted, but I couldn't have left BC, let alone the country, because COVID. Now I'm a pureblood. But yeah, that is a concern that I will manage to jump through all the hoops and get out there, and then they're going to say, well, no, fuck you, for whatever reason the borders are closed and you're stuck where you are. I'm kind of worried about that sort of thing happening. Just a
just
little
ship
bit.
your
I'd hate to get stuck in America.
Oh no, that would be so terrible.
Well, no, but like just stuck there. I've got no income. I use disability. I can't
Oh, don't worry,
know.
America will take care of you. We love giving illegals money.
I was gonna
That's
say,
true. And illegal, yeah, that's
we
true. It's
gave
just how I
4.7
spend it.
trillion to
Yeah,
non-US citizens over the last 4 or 6 years, so you'll be fine.
Okay, as
frankly, you'll
long as
make
I
more
frame
money
it
than
right.
me. Yo, I'm really enjoying my $50 a paycheck raise this year.
Ooh,
It's real nice. $50 extra per paycheck. Ooh,
that is nice.
ooh. No.
I've fallen. Hey, it's better than nothing.
No,
It is
it's
always
not better than nothing.
So far, Fallen. Yeah, the election is. Oh, let me click to live.
Oh yeah, let's see
Carney's
how that
speaking now. Um,
You got $50 a paycheck, Brian. I got 60 cents.
yeah, we're
And
still
my
high.
manager was like, "It's better than nothing." And I said, "Why didn't you just cut me a check?"
like 60 cents an hour or 60 cents a paycheck.
An hour.
60 cents an hour turns into
Like 2,000 and some change.
a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting less than that actually.
No, but the thing is, the work that I do, I should be getting like $5 an hour raise.
I know. Same.
So you do more scientific shit than I do. I just cut sections and analyze parts. And I teach my customer how to destroy my file.
God, I wish I could teach someone how to destroy something, but no, that's not allowed. Brian, stop teaching people how to drink pyridine. It's not healthy.
Fallen is saying most of the sand in his beaches are trucked in. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Our
because it's
beaches are
eroding away.
sandy. Our beaches are sandy. There's rocky beaches on the coast, of course, but I'm in the middle of BC. It's the Okanagan Valley. It's the land of lakes. It
Noggin?
is a beautiful smack dab in the middle, perfect balance of all four seasons. It's lovely. No, we don't need to put sand in the bedroom, Dazzler. No.
Yeah.
This isn't the beach. This is my bathtub. Fucking love
We have
that meme.
seasons here in Michigan. You know, we have fall, winter, road construction.
Yeah, I hate that joke so fucking much. I hate that joke.
Summer.
Well, it's
Spring
the
and
problem
summer's
is
one.
It's real, or it's truthful. So it gets used a lot.
So
Unfortunately,
we have year-round construction here. It doesn't matter if it is winter; they will still be doing construction. And around Chicago, there is a highway called 294, Highway 294, and there's a bridge that goes right next to a quarry. This bridge has been rebuilt. Oh no, it goes over a river, not the quarry one. There's two, but the one that goes over the river has been rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt. Every year they start a new bridge, essentially.
wow.
I swear that is the biggest money laundering scheme in all of Illinois. And I had to drive it every fucking day.
Huh.
I hated it.
Interesting.
That's the Zilwaukee here. They finished it and started rebuilding it the next day.
Right, exactly. They'll work on it for for 2 years straight, and then they'll be like, screw it, and then they'll redirect traffic to a new one. Or the old one again, too. There's like 4 bridges there.
Uh,
You know, it
Ooh,
makes sense when it's a suspension bridge like the Mackinac.
It's not a
because-
suspension.
That's what I mean. Well, none of the bridges in downtown Chicago area are suspension. They're all drawbridges, right?
Oh, this isn't downtown.
river?
This is south side.
Okay.
South suburbs. Near south. I think it
Mm.
actually does go into Chicago a little bit. Chicago proper.
Yeah. But I mean, you have Mississippi and all that crap that had the drawbridges over them and all that through the river, Chicago River and all that. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you were watching during New Year's, we were actually watching fireworks over one of the drawbridges in Chicago.
yeah, where they paint the water green every year and
Yeah, kill a whole lot of fish.
destroy the environment.
A little bit. Well, what did it say if we use vegetable grease? Huh?
Dumbasses.
oh,
Oh my god, it's fucking gross too. That river that they die, the Calumet River, is disgusting. You fall in there, you immediately
Mhm.
have to get a series of like 8 shots,
yeah.
or else you get like flesh-eating bacteria and die.
Oh, yeah. Our we've got 2 rivers that run along here, and they're both not safe to be in. Bare-skinned, you're going to end up getting out and having swimmer's itch, guaranteed, because there's an awful lot of homeless people, and they use it as their bathroom and toilets and bathtubs. It's yeah.
Just reminds me of Naked Gun.
Well,
Smells like someone's swimming in sewage. I am. I love it. What did you say? Sewage. I can't get enough of it.
love it. Helps me get through the day. Was that a line? I can't remember if that was one of the lines.
I can't remember all of them. Like Leslie Nielsen is so good at doing the serious comedy that it's hard to remember
Yeah.
his lines.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
straight face.
You don't know which ones he's trying to say as a comedic actor. So
Yeah. SH is saying 50 per paycheck. Got my last few raises beat. So 17 cents an hour raise at one job. It was insulting, really. And the company went out of business. So there you go, karma.
I sure hope this place doesn't go out of business, mostly because they employ so many people that it would cause a massive economic downturn.
Yeah.
Probably not actually.
Well,
Well,
the fact,
maybe.
the
Actually,
fact that
I'll
they're
have to
giving
think
you a
about that.
$50 a check raise means they're probably doing good.
Well, this year they didn't actually. So they basically justify not paying me more by giving me a bonus, right?
Right.
This bonus didn't happen last year.
Oh, okay.
Because they were like, we didn't make enough money. It's like, what the fuck you mean? We had the second best year in company history.
Wait
So
a minute.
are you salary exempt then?
What?
There's salary exempt and non-exempt. So non-exempt, you get overtime.
Oh, I don't get overtime.
Okay. So you're
No, I'm
exempt.
salaried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here in Michigan, because we're backwards, we have exempt and non-exempt. So you can be salary, which is hourly, but you get overtime. Or you can be salary, but you're not hourly and you get a bonus, but no overtime. So
The amount
Interesting.
of money that I would be getting paid if I had to do overtime would be insane. Because I work about 8 hours every week extra.
yeah.
And I don't take lunches either.
Hello, Lexi.
Sound like
How
me
you
when I
doing?
worked at the shoe department for Galleons.
Yeah.
They
Well,
tell
I
me to
was
go on
saying-
lunch and I'd take
go ahead.
15 minutes and go back to work.
You get
Yeah.
15 minutes? Lucky.
I've been a smoker most of my life. I was taking my 15-minute break every 2 hours. It was legally mandated by law.
I when I was working at my last job, the people who smoked were allowed to get extra breaks to go smoke, right? Like they never enforced the fact that they were doing it and then taking their other breaks too. They were just like letting people leave and smoke.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I went and bought myself a vape pen and started what's that called?
Vaping.
I made my own zero nick vape juice.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would like pretend to inhale it, just put it in my mouth, and then, yep, guys, I'm definitely smoking. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna go take that extra break now, and I'd
So you
go
Bill
hang out with
Clinton'd
the
it.
smokers because they're fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know in one of the large national chains, it's become a mental health break. So they will let you, on top of your regular 15 minutes every 2 hours, well, 2 15s and a half in an 8.5 hour shift. But on top of that, anytime they feel stressed or upset, they can walk off and go for a smoke break. They can just leave the store, leave their area completely empty of any workers and just go have a smoke. So, yeah,
I
it's
wish.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we just had a guy get fired because he snapped at a manager. Dude crashed out hard.
Oh.
It's been very stressful at work these last couple of months.
I mean, I want to
weeks.
choke my manager out, but I'm not going to get fired, so I won't do it.
I want to choke my manager's chicken, if you know what I mean. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Whatever you do on a Friday night is your choice there, Brian.
Right? Keep it to
Joke's
yourself.
on you.
No, the funny thing is, with my MS, Tuesday last week, started this new training I'm supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
and I had to use the restroom. And with MS, there's no waiting. You either go or you go. Doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
Either you start walking there,
yeah,
or you're not getting there, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
yeah. Mine is so bad that I don't get a choice. So if I don't get to where I'm going when I feel it, or even before I feel it, it's going to be coming
Mhm.
down my leg. So I get up, I go, I use the restroom, I come back. I'm 10 minutes late for the training, and he's blowing me up in my Microsoft Teams. Are you in the meeting? I need you in the meeting. I'm like, dude, calm the hell down. They haven't said a damn thing that's worthwhile yet. Like,
Yeah.
and they still haven't. 2 weeks into the training, there's not a single thing that's useful.
Uh-huh. Oh,
That's all right. I'm hoping to leave there this year, anyways.
yeah.
'Cause I've got to move south.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Nothing worse than being stagnant at a job, frankly.
Tell me about it. I was
Yeah.
literally one medical test away from getting hired in the CBP, Customs and Border Protection, and then started not being able to see it on my left eye very well,
Mhm.
and started getting visual snow in both eyes. And this was the height of the COVID scare that was bullshit. So they cared more about that than finding out what was wrong with me. They could have
Yeah.
stopped my MS 10 months earlier,
Hmm.
but they didn't. And I had pretty much every other day was having an MS attack, which is the reason why my neck is so damn bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so you went from 0 to 100 real quick just because it basically just kept happening over and over and over
Yep.
again.
Hmm.
So instead of like take a twig, right, and then snap it in half, that's one MS attack. And then as it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, the attacks get worse and harder and harder and harder on you.
Hmm.
Well, more correctly is you take a tree, a twig, and you remove a layer of the bark, and then you remove another layer of the bark, and then you keep doing that until you're down to just the center pith. And that's
Okay,
what my
yeah.
neck is now. I have
Gotcha.
3/4 of the way around my neck. The myelin sheath is so thin that if someone was to crack my neck a little bit more than normal, they could paralyze me and kill me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If I spasm too hard in one direction, I might break my own neck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a wild disease. Very interesting.
And all of that shit could have been stopped 10 months into trying to find out what was going on.
Hmm.
No.
It is absolutely insane how like it just kept progressing like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a progressive disease. Now I have to deal with the medical side of it, which is my body is getting taken over by it. 3 years ago, I was running with a limp. 2 years ago, I was running, but having to stop and
Mhm.
typically walking with a bad limp. And last year, the limp got so bad that now I shuffle my feet.
Yeah.
So,
Of course,
And
the more you slow down, the less it works.
yep. And the less you move your body, the more the MS takes over and tells you you can't move. And
Yeah.
but I'm not in a wheelchair yet, even though I might buy one.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's the key, is just keep moving. We were learning that in the book Prepare I was reading today. It's the biggest thing, is just keep moving. The little bit of movement is better than nothing. And just stagnating out.
Yeah, shit, right now I'm having one of my episodes, so my left side is not really functioning, but it is functioning better than it was 2 weeks ago. So that's
Okay.
a good thing. So,
Yeah.
but if it gets any tighter, I'm going to drop off of this.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause it's screwing with my chest, and when it starts screwing with my chest, I have to find a way to calm down as fast as I can. But I
Yeah.
just took one of my I took my gabapentin, so in about 5 minutes it should all go away. But I
Yeah.
hate taking medication.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
and me both.
Especially
Yeah.
medication that doesn't work. Like I'll sit there with. That's why when you were reading the story and Ghazni was like, "Oh, I had a migraine, the worst pain I've ever had." I was like, "That was it? A
Yeah, he's
migraine
lucky.
sent you to the hospital?"
He's
I
lucky.
snapped my collarbone in two like a twig. The half that was attached to my shoulder was stabbing my lung, and I was in pain. The only
Mhm.
thing that I had was a tear come out of my eye. I went in an ambulance. Every bump I felt in my
Yeah.
lung,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Here's a shot of whatever the hell it is," and I, like I said, could smell colors.
Yeah.
Oh,
was-
they gave you the good stuff.
It
Yeah.
was really good. I'm
Mhm.
so good that they discontinued it and made it illegal a year later.
That kind of good.
Yeah, it it definitely took the pain away because she gave it. She walks up to me and she goes, "Okay, you got 3 options: thigh, butt, or arm." I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" She goes, "Where do you want the shot?" I was like, "Well, I broke my collarbone. Give me the shot in my left arm."
Hmm.
She hit me, and within 5 seconds, I was like, "Holy shit, I'm higher than freaking Everest."
Nice. Especially if you don't do that often anyways. Like if you've never experienced it, it can be pretty intense. Some of those
Yeah, that was
meds.
the very first medication like that I've ever had. And then when I talked to the orthopedic surgeon because they wanted to reset my collarbone and put it back to where it's supposed to be because
Yeah.
it healed 3/4 of an inch smaller on my left side.
Oh, okay.
So my left
Yeah.
arm, when I raise it above my head, is longer than my right. It's pretty funny.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
so I'm talking to the surgeon, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to just prescribe you some Darvocet and Motrin hundreds." Well, the jackass never said not to take them at the same time.
Oh shit.
Damn it.
So
yeah, that happens a
take-
lot.
yeah, I take the Darvocets because Darvocets are a muscle relaxer.
Yeah.
Motrin 800s are a pain reliever and ibuprofen.
Yeah.
So they relieve inflammation. Well, they counteract each other a little bit, but they also amplify each other.
Yeah, the blood
Gotcha.
thinner plus muscle relaxer is not generally a good.
I'm sitting on the couch in my figure 8 brace trying to pull my shoulders apart to reset the bone, and my brother and my parents are talking to me, and they'll say like 2 minutes of conversation, and then I answer them like 5 minutes later.
Hmm.
And that went on for a half hour, and they're like, "Are you going to answer us quick?" And I was like, "I am." Like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm hearing, but I hear you say something, and I respond, and they're like, "No, that's like 5 minutes apart, man."
That fucked with your brain bad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost stopped my heart.
Jeez.
Yeah, SH is talking about wasn't eligible for OT, and so they wanted to give you comp time, but you already had a lot of it that you couldn't use. So they found a way to make you a second ID just to get paid from the temporary budget. And then she says, sucks when you're promised things verbally and not in writing at work. So you stick around and then they snake you when the time comes. Never be loyal to anything against your own interest. So true. I have a friend who works for a national company. That's exactly his work situation, been that way for a while now, pre-COVID, and it's just gotten worse and worse. And they just keep staking him.
See, I'm looking at Fallen over here trying to get me a job, you know?
Yeah, I
Don't know
saw
why.
that, something about operating a saw.
Is that like a racist thing? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Or is it like literally just doing a saw work? Because I could do it. I'd do it.
We had a lot of lumber mills here. We've only got like one now. But yeah, they were all white dudes working the mill. So I don't know if it's a racial joke
Unless
or what.
it's like a metal saw, like a metalworking thing.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not.
Maybe I'm thinking a
or,
lumber mill, like
tile-
you're debarking and yeah.
tile saw. I don't know if I'd be any good at that, but
Yeah.
it's the gabapentin, I believe you said you were taking.
Oh, gabapentin? No, all it does is it because it's an anti-seizure medication, it gets rid of the tightness in my muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
I had to take myself off the gabapentin. It was affecting other things, including my antidepressants, which is
Of course it'll fuck with your antidepressants.
Yeah, but it
Jesus
was it got to the point I needed them for pain. I needed such a high doses for pain that it was really fucking with the other stuff that I was on. So I finally took myself off it, and I've been so much better since I've been off gabapentin. So much better.
Yeah, I only take. I mean, they say that my neurologist is like, you can take 3 pills a day, and I did that for a little bit. I didn't feel very well, so then
Yeah,
I
of course.
use it when I need to. Like right now, I need to. If I don't take it, I'm gonna start having issues because I'm having what they call an MS hug. It's when my intercostal muscles of my ribs spasm and tighten up. So So.
Okay.
But
Okay.
with my MS, it affects my left side. Thankfully, not my left leg, hilariously. And now my right leg's starting to be the bad leg, and my left leg's starting to work.
Interesting.
But my left arm, and then the left side of my chest, and then my chest and my back, and all that crap is starting to have the spasms and tightening up. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, it for some things it works great, and for some stuff it just doesn't. And
yeah.
It's because of the other medications I'm on, for example, and the fact that I won't do opiates. I don't want to touch fentanyl and any of that because of my own personal history with drugs.
I'm so surprised they still like offer fentanyl as a drug that people can use medicinally. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, for chronic pain and neurological pain, I guess it's still. But I mean, at that point,
But you're
is
also
it worth
taking
it?
such low doses. Okay, a pill of normal like pill size
Yeah.
is 98, if not more, chalk. You're
Yeah.
just swallowing chalk with a minute amount of it, so little in fact, that if I had to test for it, I would have to use like 6 pills just to like test how much is in each pill.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
And that completely did not like completely removes the fact that I'm like screwed either way,
Yeah.
because it's like I can't tell you how much is in each individual pill. Like it's
Right.
impossible to test for. Shit's terrible for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it is the stuff they knock your ass out with when you go to surgery now. So
That's only if you can't take the other one. And it
sodium
also,
pentothal.
yeah, I mean, it depresses your breathing so bad that they really try not to, because
Mhm.
it will straight up put you in a cardiac arrest if you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they knocked my dad out to replace his hip, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna give you whatever the hell." And he's like, "Oh, truth serum, great." They're like, "Yeah, not in the doses we're giving you. We're giving you enough to knock your ass out." And he's
Yeah.
like, just to let you know, I did a lot of drugs when I was younger, so you're gonna have to figure something out." And they're like, "We got you covered. Don't worry." And then he wakes up after the surgery, and he's like, "So did I say anything?" And they're like, "No, you were out. Trust us. We made
Yeah.
sure that you didn't wake up."
That's
Hey,
cool.
man.
Try God's being a smartass talking about who's Drake. Actually, no joke. Homeboy looks like Danger Mouse.
Who the fuck are you
I
talking
don't
about?
know. Drake is he's a rapper, Canadian. He built his career on Degrassi Junior High. He played a cripple for his entire career. He got shot in a drive-by in the show, and then he spent the rest of his career on the show, which was lengthy, in a wheelchair, pretending to be paralyzed.
We're talking about
and then
the
he became
Drake
a
that
rapper.
is.
Yeah, last name ever, first name greatest.
Oh my god!
He's such a dick, and I don't even know what his music sounds like. I don't know.
legitimately thought that there was something else. I could not feasibly understand the fuck you meant about like Drake, as in I didn't put 2 and 2 together, like the Drake the rapper that I know of versus a Canadian Drake. He's from Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
confused.
Isn't
Yeah.
he from Guelph or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's over near Toronto, I know that.
very close to Toronto. It's an outskirt. But yeah, like I said, he was on Degrassi Junior High for many, many years. He spent his formative years on Degrassi Junior High, playing for the bulk of it, paralyzed kid.
I remember this. I don't know
Yeah.
why I remember this, but I
And
remember
he
this.
aged out, and suddenly he was trying to make a rap career, and he's walking around, and that was kind of a shock for people at first. But he made friends with the AHAs, who still have a lot of control in Canada, the Hells Angels. They have clubhouses across the country. They still allegedly tinfoil hat. They have had control of all of the Canadian ports for decades, since long before I was born. They have had control of the ports. So suddenly he was well funded and he became a rapper.
Rapper.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hells Angels have a
Hells
Canadian
Angels.
sector.
Oh yeah, dude. They run our ports. All of them. They have the longshoremen are under wraps. That's their union. Those are their peeps. They've got full control of that. And they have forever. It's
The Hells Angel I know is he's a stand-up guy.
yeah, well, they're not all, bad guys, but
Holy shit.
wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the dude. That's the dude who was stuck in a wheelchair.
Is this why R.I. God is bringing up fucking Drake? The fact that I have an afro?
Take your glasses off, Brian. Spitting image.
Fuck.
Well, wait a minute, though.
I hate all of this, guys.
Oh, man. Yeah, see, I don't know. Do you guys know Danger Mouse? You Americans?
I don't.
I've never
Okay.
heard of Danger. I've heard of Dead Mouse, but not
Okay.
Danger Mouse.
No. Here we go.
Dead Mouse is one of those DJs that doesn't know shit about music either. So
Dead Mouse?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I kind of do look like Danger Mouse, actually. Except I'm a little bit darker than him, but I'm a little less dark than Drake. Sucks.
There we go.
If I went
Yes.
outside, maybe I'd look more like Drake.
Here.
No, wrong Danger Mouse, girl.
There's Danger
Wrong.
Mouse.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, I know that Danger Mouse, but that's not the Danger Mouse he's talking about.
No?
No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
very
Danger Mouse
incorrect.
he's talking about is a rapper.
Danger Mouse. Okay, you're not talking about the
Not the
you're not talking
cartoon
about
character.
the DJ who actually wears the big mouse.
Yeah, that's Dead Mouse.
That's Dead Mouse. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Danger Mouse. Pull up my screen. I have no permissions no more.
There we go.
Dead Mouse is a white guy from freaking Canada, I believe, too.
This
Holy shit.
this is Danger Mouse.
Okay. All right. And he's a rapper?
Fuck you, R.I. God.
Jesus, all right, God, you did a perfect. That's perfectly synonymous.
Ugh. I need those glasses now, though. I saw those at my lens, at a lens store. I
There we
need
go.
those. God damn it!
That's beautiful.
Nice. JT
Not
never
even
met
a-
their baby. Oh my goodness, you guys. Some of you are my age and I'm loving it. Rygod says he grew up watching Drake, on Degrassi. Are you Canadian or are you just border adjacent, Rygod?
Secret identity revealed.
No, Degrassi was on
Thanks,
CW.
SH. I appreciate you.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
it was
all
a
over
Canadian
CW.
show. I just assumed it was another one of those things that you guys would never have,
No, I've
been
seen
introduced to.
it. I saw what was airing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. The
Yeah, I mean, it
Canadian
was-
shows we didn't see were, Robin Sparkles and stuff like that.
Robin Sparkles wasn't a real show, damn it.
It is to me. Her adventures with her beaver.
That's right.
I just want to
Yes.
know about them.
Yeah, it aired from 2001 to 2015. So I was
What-
like 4 or 5 when it started coming out, and then it ended when I graduated high school.
Christ, you're young. Fuck me.
And Fallen saying, "Where's Johnny? I need a Pitbull quote."
Dale, got you, homie.
I graduated in 2003.
I disagree with that, Dom. 2003? Oh, I was
18 year
97.
old.
Yeah,
You graduated when I was born, girl.
I
I'll be
know.
40 this year.
Yeah,
Wow,
I'll
all
be
you are old.
46. I'll officially be in my mid 40s This July, I'll be 46.
So what kind of car
Ooh,
are you gonna
July
get for your
baby,
midlife
eh?
crisis?
Yeah. I'm right on the cusp, so I'm a Cancer and a Leo.
That's
So
your what? July 30th,
July 21st. So
July 21st. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, Cancer's the one before.
right on the cusp. Yeah.
Yep. I'm 25th, so I'm
Okay. Are you
4 days.
July as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
okay. I probably knew that, but my brain is Swiss cheese, and I haven't remembered that.
that's the first time I've said it.
Okay. Okay. Well,
So
good. So it's
I've
not
said
just
I'm
that I
July,
forget
but
stuff.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you and I are right together.
Weird.
Fun. We can have some fun on our birthdays
You
together.
said July or June?
wish.
July.
July.
Yeah.
What
Middle
I'm
of
hoping
summer.
for on my birthday this year is to go to the gun range.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's birthday is also in July, so a lot of July babies. Wow.
Is she a Leo
Yeah.
as well?
I have no clue, dog. I don't pay attention to zodiacs.
Neither do I. I think it's hokum because I don't act like a Leo.
No,
Yeah.
it's only good for trying to pick up hot chicks because when a girl is hot and she believes in like the zodiac shit, you know that she's hot enough where people won't correct her.
Gotcha.
They're willing to
Gotcha.
deal with her stupid shit. It's probably a hot take, and I hate it, but it's fine.
There you go.
I mean, you might be right there, but yeah. Whenever I'm asked, "Oh, what's your
Okay.
sign?" I go, "Oh, you believe in
American.
bullshit." Got it.
But if she's hot enough, then why would you correct her? Just go along with it. There's a good chance she might,
I didn't say I corrected
find
her.
you nice.
I just said, "Oh, you believe in bullshit," which usually is spends the rest of the or she spends the rest of the night trying to convince me that it's factual when it's not. So
That
Which
doesn't
is
seem like
fine.
a great way to leave the bar with her at the same time, though. It seems like she's gonna keep getting drunker and sloppier, and then try to but it's true though.
yeah, what is that? What do they call that? Negging?
Oh yeah.
When you put someone down to pick them up?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, I prefer
Dumb.
gaslighting personally.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
That's my favorite.
See, the way I
Right.
picked up chicks, I would just show them pictures of my boxer. So
Yeah.
Why would you wait when you
A
could just
good-
take your
no, a
pants down? Why
boxer.
would you? Oh,
boxer
not
dog.
boxers.
Yeah. No. The dog,
Oh,
not the
Yeah.
clothing.
not
Yeah.
the clothing.
Yeah.
Got it.
My
It
dog
wasn't
was
just
adorable.
whipping it. That would make sense as to why they wouldn't be talking to him if he just, walk up to them and whip down. These are my boxers.
Black power.
You never know. When I was younger, no one talked to me anyways, so it's fine.
Brett Mack, his white half grants him with reading abilities, hence the glasses.
My white half is the reason why I'm not a hoodlum, frankly.
Fair enough.
There's a cat.
Yes, this is a sweetheart.
Hey, can you stop rubbing your pussy on stream, please?
Oh, but they love it when I rub my pussy on screen. Oh, this one has decided that rubbing up on the keyboard is a new fun thing to do. For her, not me.
You're gonna have so
my
much
whole
cat
penis.
hair in your keyboard.
Yeah. I've got air in a can, and I use it regularly now.
You're gonna have so much hair inside your keyboard. You're also gonna need a pick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but now that I feel comfortable,
13%. Oh my
Oh.
god! I keep reading chat and I should stop because they're making me laugh. Fucking love this shit.
Speaking of pics, I watched Spaceballs last night.
I ain't found shit.
nice.
The best scene ever.
God,
What's his name? Asshole, sir. I know he's
Major
an asshole.
asshole.
No, major
Private
asshole.
First class major asshole. Who's he? He's an asshole too, sir. Major asshole. How many assholes are on this ship? Yo,
Oh, hello, Mr.
I
Q.
knew
How
it.
you doing?
surrounded by assholes. Keep
Yeah.
firing, assholes.
Rygod says no, get rid of the air can. There's a device on Amazon that just blows air. Saved me massive dollars. Oh yeah? Okay. That would be cool. Yeah, I was thinking, what if I had my professional hair dryer on low speed on cool air? I've been
No.
tempted to use that, but I haven't because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and my tech gremlins hate me. So I haven't done that.
So go on Amazon. This is
Yeah.
what you do. You buy the electronics vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
It doesn't create static.
Okay.
Hair dryers, can of airs, all that stuff creates static. Don't use it.
Okay.
You'll short your electronics. Just use the vacuum cleaner. There's an actual handheld little vacuum cleaner for cleaning electronics. Buy that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the can of air, because when it gets cold, it doesn't aerosolize the pressure stuff
I
anymore.
noticed. I noticed.
which-
So you have to stop and wait for it to warm up and everything.
Warm
and
up
then-
again, yeah. But the
Yeah.
thing is that stuff that it sprays is highly conductive.
Yep.
Okay.
So you just start shorting shit.
Right.
I've seen it happen. It was funny.
Okay.
It caught fire.
They are fun to hit with a BB gun, though.
Oh,
100%.
yeah. There you go.
Full
Bad
one.
Dazzer's saying anything that sucks is better, Digger. Fair enough.
This is
Fair
true.
enough. Good. I will keep that in mind.
He's trying to reproduce with a big booty Latina. Fuck yeah, I am.
Sinshine, compressed air, multi-use electric air duster for cleaning dust, hairs, crumbs, scraps from laptop, computer, replaces compressed air cans. All right.
There you
I
go.
love my big booty
Awesome.
Latina.
Thank you.
Nothing wrong with Latinas.
Oh, I love.
Just gotta watch out for the knife skills.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, but
Hmm.
I'm more
'Cause
worried
they
about
might
the
cut a
sandal.
bitch one day. Who are you talking to? No one.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Who's your favorite big booty Latina?
My wife.
That's what I
Second
was
is Cameron
thinking.
Diaz.
Shakira, hands down.
The hips don't lie, but at the same time, I feel like they do.
On that 5'2" tall Colombian, I highly doubt it.
Lauren
Rygod
Sanchez.
is
Forgot
saying
about
Lauren
Lauren
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have no
but
idea. What about
Shak-
Selena?
Shakira
Gomez?
has like a
She looks
No,
fucking
no.
weird.
No, Selena. One name. Selena, the singer.
I'm not into dead chicks.
Well,
True.
she was still hot.
I wasn't alive when she was killed. Didn't she die in like 84 or something like that?
No, 95.
95, yeah.
So
Okay, I was
I
10.
wasn't alive.
You
Shut
weren't
up.
She
even
was
a
killed.
thought or a twinkle in your dad's eye yet.
Let's see here. He would have hit puberty, yes. So
Okay.
He
barely.
was probably some knuckle children before he became a full children in 95.
Dazzer, we all know how much you love knife play, especially around your scrot.
I don't know, Dazzer,
They can't say no. I
That's
mean, you're
true.
right.
but that doesn't make it right. Yeah.
So Desert, I've always said if you go to bed with a girl and you're not palming a blade, you're not having fun. So
See, and I am most obviously very vanilla in that aspect. I don't like I don't enjoy bringing weapons to bed.
no, you misunderstand. The weapon is to protect you from the woman.
Oh, that's
Oh,
very
okay.
true.
Oh, well,
When
that's
she
because
tries
you're
to pull
dating
you
the
in.
Latino. Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
She pulls
He-
you in. Her dad grabs a shotgun.
Obviously, Digger, you've never been so vigorous in your attacks that you've, punched or scratched or clawed or tried to choke your man with socks or something.
Loving intent.
I have definitely scratched a man here and again on the
Yeah,
back,
but not around
perhaps.
the throat with
But
both hands as hard as you can, right?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why you
Yeah.
palm a blade.
I
Okay.
absolutely hate and love the idea that Digger just admitted to have the best dickening of her life, where she literally scratched. She made it like a Wolverine scratches on a guy.
I don't know that that was necessarily the best dickening of my life. I just
Oh, okay, it was
I
terrible
had
then.
I had nails at the time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Azzer. That's true. They don't say no. But neither do tied up ones with duct tape over the mouth. It's usually a
It's
Mr. Q, I did hear about that.
Going to hell for that
But I
one.
don't know what happened since. Um,
I'm fucking sorry.
in Subway. Was that New York?
It would have to be. I can't think of another place where necrophilia would occur on a subway. Isn't New York also the place where the guy grabbed the arm and he or the leg and he left with it?
I think so. Yes, this is the one. Okay. Police are searching for a sicko accused of sexually abusing a man's corpse. Oh, for Pete's with the ads. Just get the fuck out
Gross
of the way.
abuse of a corpse.
Oh,
Nice.
Dismiss. No.
Just hitting all the
Fuck off.
felonies.
There we go.
Oh, that was California, the leg thing.
Police are searching for a sicko accused of sexually abusing a man's corpse on a Manhattan subway, according to the police and sources. The unidentified man is sought by the NYPD for allegedly having a sex with the dead man on an R train around 11:45 Tuesday night. He then left the Whitehall Street subway station shortly after midnight. Deceased man, who has also not yet been identified, is believed to have died of natural causes, the sources say. Yeah, he was allegedly the deceased had been deceased for quite a while. Quite a while before this other man decided to have sex with the corpse.
How
And,
the hell would a guy die on a train and they just sit there dead for a while?
people don't
California.
pay attention to the shit that's happening.
You're right. It's Manhattan. It's New York.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was
Manhattan.
Manhattan. The leg was in California.
The leg thing was
Gotcha.
California.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I
I'll be
think
back
someone
in a
got
few
hit by
minutes.
a train and he just was walking
All
by
right,
and picked
AP.
up the leg.
Get yourself well, okay, buddy?
Okay,
No,
you have
I'll
a
be
good
back.
night.
I just got to use the restroom. So
Oh, okay.
the gabapentin's starting to work. It's just I have
Yeah.
to use the bathroom. So I'll break.
I'll break.
SH is saying, I didn't hear about that subway thing. Also, there was a shooting in Florida at a college or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God, I
apparently
made a terrible joke at work about that. I
there's
almost
been a
feel
lot
bad.
of shootings.
There was
or
one
attempted shootings
yesterday
lately.
in Texas, I think it was. There's
Yeah.
one today in
Dallas.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to hear a lot about the one in Dallas, though.
No.
It's the second one that happened at that school, and some kid
Okay.
basically got into the school from like a side door. And another student let them in. He goes down the
Oh.
hall to find some kids, and he goes blap blap a couple times because of a disagreement in a game of dice.
Oh, good. So at least it's something, earth shattering and life changing.
Right. And
Yeah.
it doesn't help that the media is covering it up, because it also doesn't help that he's part of the 13%, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. He's the
Yeah.
color that shall not be named.
He's my color, but darker. And I have no
Yeah.
idea about the suspect in Florida. I'll be honest, I was very busy at work when Johnny was going over it.
Wild's right. If it's good, scratching his back is kind of like a tip. He gets to show his buddies, look how wild I drove her.
Oh, see, my wife, when we were still in college and all this other stuff, we were sleeping in the same dorm room together. However, we weren't doing anything. We were sleeping. And she comes over and slaps me in the face with her nail while we were sleeping, and I get a massive cut down my eye. So
Yeah.
did that count too? Was the sex good?
No, no,
No,
that doesn't count.
no.
That
Damn
doesn't
it.
count.
I just
No,
got slapped in my
you just
sleep
got
then.
slapped. Yeah.
I woke up, I was
Wrong
like,
place, wrong
ah!
time.
And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, you just hit me. And she's like, no, I didn't. I was like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, SH. Apparently, the guy died of natural causes while riding the subway. And Wild is saying you never make eye contact on the subway. See, it's different on the coast, or at least it was when I was still living there, which is a decade ago. So it might be different now, but you made contact with everyone on the SkyTrain with you. You made sure that they knew that you knew what they looked like. So if something happened, they could, or you could identify them. Yeah, always make eye contact with everyone around on the SkyTrain.
Oh my God.
What?
Okay, I keep reading the New York Post article, and it just keeps getting more like worse and worse and worse as I keep going down.
Okay. We've got Mr. Q saying, I enjoyed the story I heard today about the contests, about the prettiest butthole in Michigan. I missed that.
I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah, I missed that bit. Was that one of Johnny's topics? I'll have to go back and watch. If that's one of the topics.
Oh my God.
Rygod thinks Soldier Boy ends up unalived. Yeah, he's
Wait.
pissing a lot of people off, right?
That hasn't happened yet. It's in May. Come on, people. We gotta go. I want to
What?
see the prettiest butthole in Michigan.
Oh, it's in May. Okay. Gotcha.
There's $2,000 in
Road
cash
trip.
prizes.
Oh, wow. $2,000 and prizes? Wow.
You know, in cash prizes.
In cash. Oh, so the winner doesn't even get the full 2,000.
No.
Wow.
So you get to go show your butthole to people for less than $2,000.
Wow. Way to go.
Maybe get Imagine there's 100 people there. You see 100 buttholes, only 2 people get money.
Yeah. Rygod's, you're making a good argument. Says Soulja Boy said the Illuminati is after him, and he actually owns all the rights to his songs. So that, you're not wrong. The people that start talking out against the Satanists and the Illuminati and stuff, they go crazy or they go permanently night. It's weird how that works. But yeah, if he's talking out about them, yeah, he's not long for this world.
I doubt anything is going to I mean, he is so far into the up Schitt's Creek that he literally tried to sell one of those Chinese knockoff consoles. Slap his name on it, call it the Soldier console, Soldier deck or something like that. He's just been doing that all over the damn place.
Rygod says in Hollywood they whack you for your royalties. That is true. That is true. Royalties are a lot. They mean an awful lot. SH is talking about the scratches on the back. She's saying, and if he says not to leave any marks on him, he's cheating on someone with you, or he's cheating on you with someone else.
I don't like to bleed. The fuck? I don't. I'm not gonna say yeah. I don't scratch the shit out of
blood. Like I don't. Again, I guess I'm kind of vanilla. In drawing blood is not a part of my sex play. That's just it's not.
No
so
thanks.
Call me vanilla, but I don't. Pain is not really a fun part of things for me. I just rather not.
Hickeys are fine because those will go away within 2 hours.
Oh, I hate hickeys. Hickeys are just silliness.
Oh, bruises don't last on me at all. And when they do, so they basically start to fade and then they just fade into my skin color, right?
Yeah. No, I bruise easily and it lasts forever.
Well, didn't you say that there was one on your chest somewhere?
No, I have cat scratches on my chest here and in my armpit. I've got little scratches from the kittens needing bread.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've got bruises all over the rest of my body, hips and thighs and knees. And yeah,
And that's from
I
humping all the furniture.
that's from humping all the furniture. That's right. I humped a ton of furniture.
Was I the first one who called you out on that? Because you were messaging me about humping furniture, and I was like, "Girl, I don't think that's right."
No, Connor made a joke about it. About humping the furniture when I DM'd him too. But it's
no,
it's a term that I remember my buddies using. They all worked for I don't know, it was like Williams or Matthews or something moving company, and they're a big, huge company. So yeah, it's humping furniture.
Yeah, no. On Monday, you were like, "I'm not gonna do stream today. I'm sore from humping furniture." I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it's all the humping of the furniture. It hurts. Mr. Q, nail marks and hickeys are only cool when you're a teenager. Yeah, right? You know,
I don't know. College kind of allowed that for that too, which you're not really a teenager halfway into college anymore. You're nearly 21 when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
But you're basically still a teenager at that point, I guess.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you're a teenager until you hit 20, and you're not a full, like, your brain isn't done developing until roughly 25.
For
So
males.
I'd say you're still a teenager. Hello again.
For females, it's around 22.
Okay, yeah, we do mature sooner.
But, you know, I had an ex that loved having nail marks all over her. Just not mine. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
A cat's?
no, one of the 7 guys she was fucking.
Oh, I was gonna. If it was another woman and it was three times the fun, if you know what I mean, then that would be, you know.
I don't have the prowess to handle one, let alone 2 at the same time.
Fair. Oh, we're
You're asking me to concentrate
talking
on
about
2
leader's
things?
choice.
Sorry.
So, no, that's okay. I'm just trying to catch.
Can we pull up how the hell you guys are like scoring this shit?
I have no idea how we score this shit.
Like,
I don't think there really is a way to.
So there isn't like a poll
score it.
night thing where like you have like a news station literally putting up the score as it rolls in.
Oh, there's no, there's no score like that. No.
So you
No, 'cause
guys are
it's-
basically just taking their word for it.
We
Well,
just listen. No, we listen to the leaders. And then we decide for ourselves.
Oh, it's a debate.
It's a debate.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
this was
this-
the actual voting.
No, this isn't the election. The election is on the 28th. I have to go tomorrow and do my early voting because it's close. Very close to home. So otherwise I have to go across town. That's a pain in the ass.
And then because it's a prime minister or parliamentary system, it still doesn't make any sense to me. You vote for the party that you want, and then the party votes for the PM, which
Yeah,
Me, it's just
registered
stupid.
liberal voters or whatever party voters decide. They vote inside the party on who their leader is. For us, we don't vote for a person. Like you guys voted for Trump. We vote for a party, and whoever the party has nominated within themselves as their
Yeah.
leader gets to be the PM.
Now,
That's how this Mark Carney on the right, Mark Carney is the de facto prime minister because when Trudeau stepped down as prime minister, he also stepped down as leader because you cannot be the leader if you step down as prime minister, right? The leader has to be. So they had an internal vote amongst the Liberal Party registered voters that allegedly voted Carney as their new leader, which made him de facto prime minister until we have an election.
And you refused to get
Right.
rid of
It is.
something to do with the fact
Sorry,
that
Brian, go ahead.
China
I don't like that.
get a $250 million
That's all I was gonna say. Is that
Yeah, I don't like it either.
incredibly
You
ripe
refuse to
for
stand up
corruption.
for a
Yep,
Canadian
it
is.
being threatened by a foreign
Yep, it
government.
is.
And
I don't
declare
like it
to speak
either.
freely on this
I would
matter
much
because I
prefer to
refuse
be
the
able to
gag
vote for
order
the
that
person
the
who's
Liberal
going to be
government
running.
attempted to impose
Like
on us.
the guy who is my leader, that's the guy I want to I want to vote for. I don't like voting for a party. The parties are not doing what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. And I mean, voting for a party, we end up with a de facto prime minister. We're lucky that he decided to call an election early. He could have dragged his heels for a very long time and just stayed comfortable as the prime minister. He could have made it. He could have pulled it out for another. I think he had at least another year. He could stretch it out.
And so, real quick, your individual parties in Canada, is the Liberal Party like what we would be considered here in the United States actually liberal, or is it like in
No.
Australia, the Liberal Party is the Workers' Party, which is conservative?
No, the Liberal Party here is kind of like your most progressive Dems. Your progressive and
shitheads,
most
got it.
progressive Dems. This guy here, Pierre Poilievre, he's the leader of the Conservative Party, Canada. He tinfoil hat, did my own research, you do yours. He works for the UN. So whereas Trudeau was WEF-CCP puppet. So, you know, it's same shit with a different boss. But at least he's being fiscally responsible. An actual conservative person would be the PPC party, the People's Party of Canada. That's the one that I love, but we're not going to get anywhere in this election. We don't even have a house in Parliament, so there's no way he's going to make it as prime minister.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he would be an actual conservative.
Well, I mean, I'm hilariously, I'm a classical liberal, so I'm one of those guys that's like, just do what the hell you want, just don't make sure it doesn't affect me, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so that's kind of Maxime Bernier. It's pretty much that. Don't mess with my shit. I'm not going to mess with your shit.
And leave my
and we'll just-
constitution alone.
Yeah, we'll just get along.
Well, they don't have a
So,
constitution, AP, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's true too. And our
Yeah,
Bill of
it's-
Rights doesn't give
yeah.
us a whole lot in the way of rights.
What are those First and Second Amendments? What the hell is that fucker wearing?
Why is it a bright pink?
Oh,
turban?
yeah, he's the and I don't
turban?
even have to say alleged for this. He's considered a terrorist in his home country of India. He is the one that single-handedly ruined my province of BC. It's why there's junkies all over and drugs were made legal and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And he is also the reason Trudeau kept a minority government. So I'm really hoping that he's killed his career this time around. I'm hoping.
I can
never
tell you
know.
right now,
Cockroaches don't die.
right?
How
In-
could a guy who is considered a terrorist in his home country allowed to run for
big emission companies? I don't know.
Canada.
Translate that.
It did
Oh,
help.
right. Forgot. Thanks. Fuck, AP, you're so right. I completely forgot that this is Canada we're talking about here.
It did help that a lot of the Khalistani members moved to Canada, and in particular to BC and specifically Surrey area. But there's a very large group of them living in BC. They've got their own mosques all over the place, and like they've got a very strong community within BC. So they vote the way he wants them to vote because he's also
Isn't Surrey like the Dearborn of?
oh yeah. Well,
British
no,
Columbia?
we've got.
Is that still the plan?
There's another place that's worse.
continue to operate.
Or actually, you
as
know
a
what? You know what?
self-funded,
Yeah, it would be the
Canadian-owned and
Dearborn.
controlled
Surrey would be the
non-for-profit,
Dearborn. Yes.
that
I
raises
was
money
thinking
for
of
advocacy
Flint, but
organizations
no,
through
we've got
sponsorships,
someplace else as a Flint
subscriptions,
of Canada.
Flint
advertising,
doesn't.
licensing,
Flint has a large
subsidies,
African American
subsidies.
community,
So
not
we'll ensure Canadians
Right.
Muslim.
still want to listen.
So-
Yeah, no,
content will be
I was
able to
just
do
mixing
so.
up the places.
And at the same time,
Yeah, Dearborn Heights
everybody
has
their voice heard and they can make their own
what is
decisions.
it? Almost 3 million Muslims
Would you
Mm.
remove some of Canada's legal tax
around the various areas. Like they're all close to Dearborn and everything. I can tell you
Yeah.
right now, if he was wearing that turban in Dearborn, they'd beat the shit out of him.
Is undertake a comprehensive review of
Yeah.
our corporate tax.
He
Your turbans
do
can be
that on the
3
basis
colors.
of the right principles.
White, black,
We're talking
or
about fairness,
a crimson. And if it's crimson, you're a Sikh
sustainability.
and not a Muslim, and they might beat your ass because you're a Sikh.
hmm.
So we need a tax
So-
system.
Well, that's
Corporate
yeah,
tax
that's
system,
kind of the thing. I believe
including
the
the
Khalistanis are
cost of
Sikhs.
a
Um,
international minimum
I might,
corporate
yeah,
tax
I might
in the
be
OECD.
wrong, but
The
um,
question for you is, if you hold
yeah,
the balance of power
they're
after
Sikhs.
this election
It's
is
Sikh
over,
temples
what
I
would
see
your
all
price
over.
be to support?
But
Right.
yeah, so
We see it on
this
our
guy
priorities. Wanna make
Jagmeet
sure we bring down
Singh,
the cost of
he's the
groceries,
terrorist.
so most people can afford. I can also
He
tell you that we would
actually
defend
did
TBC
during
unless
this
it's
run
true.
up
All
to
you ever
this
wants to cut it,
election.
and
He
we would
did a
close
get
tax
ready with
loopholes
me
and offshore
video,
tax havens, even though some
which
countries
is
can
usually
respond to that,
saved for
and
girls
selling
doing their
stocks
makeup and
and
hair.
shares to make extra profits
He did a get
and
ready
having less
with me
taxes on that
where
is
he
not
was
hard work.
wrapping
And so
his
those aren't
turban.
job creators.
So we
Some
all
of our
got to
job
see
creators
how
are
a turban was
hardworking men and women
properly
who
wrapped.
contribute to our country.
I
Thank
think
you,
it
Mr.
was
Singh.
just a
Mr.
chance for
Blanchet,
him to
kind
show
of the
off
same
all his
question.
hair
If you
because
hold
it's
the
long
balance
and
of power in
luscious
the
because
next
you don't
majority
cut your
parliament,
hair.
if it is that, what would be the price
That
of
sort
your
of thing.
support?
But it was just
It's
it was the
great for
cringiest
Quebec.
thing in the
That's
world
quite easy.
doing a
I
get ready
don't
with me. He's
go
my
against
age.
what
He's
Canada
like
wants
46
to
or
do for
47.
itself, but I don't
Doing
want
a get
Canada
ready
to
with
impose
me.
an economic
Gross.
vision or a
I mean, I can show you how to
multicultural
wrap a
on
turban.
Quebec, which is different in terms of
Well,
language, and values, and
yeah,
clarity
I don't know.
and
I think the
equality between
cringy part
people.
wasn't so much
So I want to
the
be a
get ready with
partner,
me bit, but
and
the
if Quebec is
I'm a
respected,
politician and I'm tying a
Canada
turban
has
bit.
nothing to fear
You know,
from the bloc.
he
Well,
was
I
just
mean, but that's the
so
thing. It's his
pandering.
religion. So,
For Quebec.
Thank you, Mr.
you know,
Blanchet. Now, we have one
you
last
should
question
know how to
from
do
the
it,
right
and the
left
people that
side.
follow your faith should know exactly how to do it. It's taught to them by the
What is your biggest regret?
Yeah.
quote unquote priests of the sect.
That's
But
a good question. I'm not
you
very
know,
fond of regrets.
Showing
I
us
would say,
whiteys was
but
his way of
we
being
should have started
multicultural.
sooner
Sounds like a
to
virtue
see
signal
that
to
we
me.
had to
It is.
create
oh,
Totally.
100%.
for a deal in
Totally.
which Quebec and Canada would be one
Oh.
side or the other, but part
Wild.
to be stronger in front of
She's
Mr.
we're
Trudeau
back there.
and
I'm sorry, I'm
showing
back
that maybe
on
nobody
comments,
here
but
is the
butthole contest. I
partner
hear
that we belong
Starfish the
without
stripper
being,
is entering.
surveilled,
I don't know who
controlled, or
Starfish the stripper
supervised
is,
by a
but I don't think I
chemicals.
want to know yet
Thank you, Mr.
either.
Blanchet. Same question.
Are you
Mr.
talking
Singh,
the
your biggest
chocolate
regret
one,
in this
or
campaign?
Not being able to meet as many people as I would love.
depends
I-
on what kind of
I
stripper we're
can't
talking
get-
about?
I can't get to
Depends on the type of
I
chocolate
want-
starfish we're talking about.
I think one of the honors of my job is to be able to meet people.
Brett
to hear their
Mack, you're talking
stories, and to
about
take their stories and
Hollywood
concerns
specifically,
and
but
bring
in
them to
general,
Ottawa and to
the
fight for those
occultism is
people.
crazy.
Because I want you to know, even though I haven't made it to your community,
It is
I'm
very
gonna fight
hard
like
to
hell
tell
make sure
who
that you
is
are
and who's
represented,
not a
that we
practicer.
never let any government
Um,
cut our healthcare, that we defend the
We're
values that we
doing
share
Mighty
with
and I are
people,
almost
we make life
finished
more affordable.
doing the
That's my
Mystery
commitment. So
Babylon
even if I didn't
series.
get to see you, that's my
But you can
commitment.
go back and
Thank you,
find it
Mr.
on
Singh. Mr.
Mighty
Carney,
Meat
same
on
question.
Rumble.
Biggest regret of the campaign?
We've done
to be honest, it's the
33
same answer.
episodes now
This is an
of the
astonishing
Mystery
country.
Babylon,
It is
and
an
it
amazing
starts
country.
with
And
the other first
opportunity
religion.
and the
In that's
responsibility
how I
that
consider
comes
it in my brain.
of being
Um,
with Canadians,
and it goes
hearing the stories,
through
their
the
drawing
all the
strength
different secret
and ideas from
societies who
and
have
being
had
willing to be
influence
part of the
over
solution
how the
is
world
greatest
has worked
honor of my life.
and
But the regret
influence
is
from within
that it is
countries
also
and
a
stuff.
big
It's
country, and it
pretty
is in a short
awesome,
period of
pretty
time.
interesting. We've become
Mr. Joliet,
illumined
what's your
ones.
deal?
I actually agree with
So it
you
does
two
help us
gentlemen.
to
I
see
had a
some of the
rule that at
occult
all my rallies,
symbolism,
even when they were really
um,
big, I would stand in front
you
of
know,
the
that most
flags
people
and
wouldn't
greet every
notice.
single person and hear their stories and learn their struggles.
Yeah,
And
even if some of it
that was
doesn't really
unfair
make any
that
sense
they would put their faith in me or in any
Yeah.
of us.
to me, at least.
But we've
You
been
know,
in such a rush because we have to get off to the next
Yeah,
event.
I know
it's
some Masons,
How do we
and
do that?
they're
And I
the
want you to
some of the
know
nicest people I ever meet. very,
I haven't forgot about
very
it.
much Christians. So
Thank you.
hmm
Thank you,
Well,
Mr.
and that's the
Yes.
thing
It
too
is
with,
time now for
like,
closing
just as an
statements.
example, the
Drew
Masons,
lots
um,
as to which order we would
you
go.
learn
And
more at
Mr.
every
Singh,
level you
you
go
get
up,
the
and a
first
lot
word
of
on a
the
closing statement.
Masons that
Son,
you're going to
thank you.
see in your,
Because you voted
town,
for New Democrats, we were able to
are
build
very
this country
good,
that we love.
kind, caring,
Universal
loving
healthcare
people.
and pensions, because you
But
voted
the
for us.
higher the
Because you voted for
degree
New
you get, the
Democrats, we
more
were
you
able to fight
realize that you're
to
not
bring
swearing
in
allegiance.
dental care,
You can claim to
pharmacare,
be,
and childcare.
for example,
Because you
Christian,
voted for us, because you
but
supported
you're
us.
not actually
You have the
claiming
power with
allegiance
your
or
vote
pledging
to
allegiance
send
to
more
God.
Democrats to
You
Ottawa
pledge
to
allegiance to
continue that, to
yourself
make
and to
sure
your
that no
fellow
government
Mason.
cuts the things that we hold
And
dear.
so the higher up
Right.
the degrees you are,
to show
the
that we
more
can do
you
everything
understand
possible
the
to make life more
truths.
affordable, and making it more affordable
The
to buy
more
groceries and to get a home.
But that's
are
what I'm
the
getting
more
at.
the types
Because
of people.
asking for your
Yeah.
support.
my
So
grandfather did not put a, he did not
fight
suffer
because the
fools
things
well, and he
that
did not
we
listen to
as
people that told him what to do.
things that we hold dear.
Yeah.
The things that make us
So
proud to be Canadian.
Yeah.
he
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Mr. Carty.
We are facing
he believed in God. He was an Irishman,
Donald
so
Trump
he was
is
Catholic through and through,
fundamentally changed the way
and
economy
he did
works.
not. He was a
So really
Mason
what he's
and all
trying to
that
do to
stuff,
Canada
and
is trying to break
his
us
father and
into
then his father
the
before
US
him were all Masons,
They
and
want our
they did
land,
not.
They want our resources.
They
they
didn't
want
put
our
up with
water,
shit.
they want our
So
Yeah.
they
We're
didn't.
all going to stand up.
If you sat
and
there and
build
said,
our
"Well, this is the true reason you're a Mason," they'd say
climate
he'd pretty
crisis.
much tell you to go
We are
pound
some of the
sand and to
strongest
fuck
armies
off.
Yeah.
in the dual
So
Yeah. And from his perspective, he would
We will
be
protect
he would be
what we
correct.
love,
Now I hate
and
to
we
cut
will
this
build
short, like
the strongest
super
economy.
quick,
We
but
will
I have
build
to.
Canada
It's
strong.
Easter weekend, and
ask you for your
I'm
support.
taking care of cats,
The honor of
so
doing
I have
so.
to go and
Thank you,
collect
Mr. Carty.
keys
Monsieur
and
Blanchet.
stuff.
For
So I will have to
260
shut this
years
down
and a little bit
right
more,
about now.
Les
Thank you so
Français,
much, you guys, for coming to hang
les
out
nuits
with
des
me. I know
Canadiens,
it wasn't
les nuits des
Monday. I'm
Canadiens
glad you guys were
français,
able to come and hang
les
out on
nuits
the
des
Thursday with me.
Québécois.
And I think we
You
basically
have
stayed
tried to
caught
let
up in
them
chat.
become
Surrey,
Canadians
BC, close to
like all
Abbotsford, says J. Katie
Canadians.
Buck. That is
But
exactly the one.
to no
That is
avail,
exactly the
we
one.
are the
It sounds
so
like
let's
Elon
be
Omar.
economic
Yes,
partners.
just
Let's have a voice
Indian,
chosen
not
by
Somalian.
and for Quebecers, and ally
But
with
yeah, love you
Canadians
guys.
as
This is Thursday, so
equals
I
in
won't
front
be on
of
screen
Mr.
again until Monday
Monsieur
morning
Poilievre.
with
Only in
Johnny.
Canada
So until then,
can someone
everyone,
start where I
you be
began,
well.
get to the stage.
Topics change from day to day. Science, art, or history's play. No path too twisted, no drill too thin. She dives right in where to begin. After anything, nothing's too obscure. She'll dig and dig a spirit so pure. From ancient lore to future dreams, every question finds its gleam.